News with live breaking news.
Good evening, I'm Colleen Sullivan. You're looking at some breaking news out of downtown LA.
And I'm David Ono. We have been watching a situation that is quite fluid, protests that seem to organically just arise and became several hundred people. We've been watching this protest from 5 o'clock on, and it got particularly violent at about 6 o'clock. So the good news is what you're seeing there, that's the crowd largely has dispersed. Now, some people are refusing to leave, so now they're actually exchanging words with law enforcement. Let's hope this stays peaceful, because largely the crowd has decided we're going to disperse, we're going to go home. These are the stragglers that are staying behind and perhaps looking for an opportunity to continue to make a statement. That is going on now. Let me show you what happened right there on the right-hand side of your screen. This happened a good 45 minutes ago, where a CHP vehicle was attacked. One person jumping on the vehicle fell off. There you see him, knocked out, hit his head on the ground. He definitely needed medical assistance. But you'll see the second CHP vehicle pulled up to the side of him, and it was attacked. Watch the back windshield here as a board goes through that back windshield, and then more people jump and go after it. So he takes off. What we see happen after that was law enforcement stayed away. They let the crowd say what they're saying, block this street. People in their cars couldn't go anywhere. Medical aid, it took a while, but eventually got to that person who was on the ground. He was knocked out for quite some time, but eventually we did see him get some medical aid from paramedics, who then took him away in a stretcher. He had his fist raised, and he seemed to be okay, but luckily he's in a hospital right now. Ground video right now, and this is earlier. This is before that last incident that you saw. And you see protesters, they're gathering, they're peaceful, they have signs, they want to make a statement, but they didn't seem to be bent on any kind of violence. The only violence that we saw was that one incident we showed you. Now, soon after that incident, we saw that crowd move off of that freeway into this area of downtown by the federal building, where they had a gathering, they exchanged some words, and then they dispersed. They decided to leave. Veronica Miracle was down there, and she talked to one person who said they're going to regather on Saturday. We also heard from another woman who, we're going to bring Veronica in. There you are. Veronica, I'm trying to set the scene up for you, but you can do it so much better than me. But great work out there, and I'm glad you're safe.
Thank you, David. And, I think you set the scene very well. It was very calm, and it was really just that one spark of violence that kind of set the tone for a little bit there. But as you can see, a lot of the crowd has dispersed. And as this woman was telling me, I was just interviewing her, another one of the protesters was saying they plan to gather on Saturday. I'm not quite sure what they were saying when they were gathering over at the jail, but they seemed to be chanting and really just supporting one another. A lot of people here, they're just really passionate about what they were here for, which is protesting because of the death of that black man in Minneapolis. And so it was very calm, and as people have dispersed, it's been very mellow down here. But I would say when we were coming away from the jail, walking around, it was a little difficult because not everybody was wearing a mask, and that's what's hard about these protests. And as we know, in LA County, you're not supposed to be gathering with anybody outside of your immediate family unless it is a protest. But at that protest, you must maintain 6 feet of distance and be wearing a mask and follow the proper protocol, which was clearly not followed today. And that makes things really difficult as we are fighting the pandemic, but then also these people want to get their messages out there and protest peacefully. So certainly a lot for law enforcement to have to deal with today, but it appears this crowd has since dispersed and possibly going to be gathering back here on Saturday. Send it back to you, David.
All right, Veronica, thank you for the update. And as we continue to watch this crowd live from Air 7, you can see that, as Veronica said, most people did disperse. She was able to talk to a few, but some people are refusing to leave, and they're gathered around the police officers, who are basically standing down. They're simply trying to watch the crowd. They aren't reacting. They aren't doing anything, but the crowd is intent, at least these folks are intent on continuing to verbalize something with them. We're going to continue to watch that situation, but at least as of now, it looks like things have calmed down, which we're very happy about, but we will watch the situation just in case it starts to rise up again, because this is a very busy news day, and another issue that we've been covering, and that has